And good early evening, and welcome to Link Randomizer Season number 4. As we welcome you to the co-op info share all dungeons, I'm Adirondack Rick, being joined by Vex Topher. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Rick. Kind of excited for this game.
Yeah, this should be a really good matchup here. We have ourselves the Les French Canadians featuring the team of Rywek and Ninban versus Did You Check Your Boot featuring Werfjig and Tam. What do you know about these runners?
Well, I do know that Werfjig and Tam, very good low percent players. Both of them.
Well, let's talk about both of these teams. First of all, the French Canadians have been in the league, and they've been in the league since the first season. Last season, they were in the open mode. They ended up going 10-4. They have been the same 3 members all 4 seasons long. Rywek, Ninban, and Acephalus Rod. Here they go, facing off against this team here. Did you check your boot? Went 9-5 last season. They've been in this league since season number 2 with the same 3 original members. How about that?
Hey, I like it. I like it. The old crews sticking together.
So, first of all, Rywek and Ninban last season faced off against Alucard and Wild Anaconda in this mode in the open league. They went split the week against Stoop's troop. Ninban and Rywek's average, though, was in 126.53 in that mode. As we get ready to go in this race, these 4 are off and running. So, Vex Topher, what's going on right now?
Well, right now we're splitting our starts in co-op info share.
So why are they doing this?
Well, in the co-op info share mode, the runners are allowed to they're sharing a voice chat. They're allowed to vocally tell each other where stuff is, and so they can split up checks. They'll be skipping things that their partners tell them is not important. Trying to just efficiently find all the items they need to complete the game, all the dungeons.
Yes, and that's kind of what the theme of this here is that you're going to try to split up your duties in order to prevent yourself from being on top of where your teammate is at any given time, because you want to be able to get as much information as little time as possible, because the way that this works is that we do have the average of both of our times to be determining who winds up getting the win in this mode, and we do have a fire rod right there on the lumberjack ledge.
We sure do, and it's not nearly as bad in co-op info share to see anything on Aga ledge because, you're doing all the dungeons anyways. So having to do Aga early, really not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, 100% agree here. Being told that we're a little loud, or the audio is being a little loud, so we're going to try to adjust that right now.
One good thing to point out, I think we've got both teams figuring out that we've got bombs on the pickle drop from that prize pack, and just kind of getting some of those.
Now, I know we did get a map check. I know we get ourselves the hammer over at the lumberjack drop down, or not the lumberjack, but the Lost Woods drop down, yeah. So again, we're trying to figure out all this information, getting Sanctuary Heart out of the dam.
Was that a tier 2 tree poles bombs, it looks like, too.
That's a real good one to find out as well.
Yeah. One interesting thing about co-op AD while we're just getting started here, you end up low percent a lot more than you do playing by yourself. You're not checking everything. So if there's 4 heart containers in Mini Moldorm Cave, and that's it, we probably won't see both runners do that. Only the first one there.
That's a fantastic place for those flippers right there underneath the water, which Ninban is going to be giving that information over to Rywek. And that's the other thing of this, is that as you're telling your opponent or you're telling your partner everything that you need to know about this seed, you're not telling them about little things like the pieces of heart. Maybe in early circumstances, you're telling them where heart containers are because it's going to be a low health situation. But under most circumstances, yeah, unless it's absolutely needed for the game, you're not telling your partner what's going on here. And unfortunately, Ninban having a little rough time here with the bombs here with the mini Moldorms. Finally gets it on the last one.
Yeah, these Moldorms can be really annoying. Oh, jeez. Same thing up there with Worthjig having the similar issues. They'll get it, but
Yeah.
just those Moldorms can just be trolling. We get a glove out of the well up on Rywick's side.
Well, that's good, but we also get ourselves our first bottle, which can be interesting for when we get to later on. So when Wervjig and Ninban head on back to Kakariko Village to pick up the hammer, as well as the glove and the moon pearl that we just found here in the well as well, they will be checking the sick kid to see if that is anything important. Obviously, you're probably going to see Rywick skip Mini Moldorm Cave unless that bottle is needed for something.
Yes.
Same thing for Tam.
Yeah, one interesting thing, depending on how money is in the seed, we did find the flippers, although there's a glove, so we can always bomb Houlihan if we really need the money on one side. If we don't find any, because, Zora often is just an annoying check in co-op info share, because you're not picking up every chest, so you usually have a little bit less money than...
Usually, but the seed has seemed to be very, very generous with the money so far.
Sure does. Yeah, and depending on what's in these flippers checks, we might not see flippers from our second runner on each team until we do need them for Swamp.
Yeah, that's the big thing here. Obviously, the big thing here is that we do have early Dark World access with the items that we've already found. The hammer, the gloves, as well as the moon pearl. So you're going to be really able to split a lot of things up. This is not, at this stage, forcing you into a single direction. Now, you are going to need those flippers for that Cane of Samaria.
Yes. Probably.
Well, definitely. I mean, it's all dungeon, so you definitely need it.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, flippers. We could fake flipper just to save the transitions in the dam if we really wanted to.
Oh, yeah, that's true, but you are going to need those flippers, and you're probably, what might be an actual routing thing if it works out to be that case, is maybe waiting until you have time to go into Swamp Palace, so that way you pick it up as you're heading into there.
Exactly.
We do see Rywick heading on over here to the Dark World, getting us some information. Pendants over, let's see, we do have a green pendant over at the Palace of Darkness. We do have a red pendant over at the Skull Woods. One of our 5-6 is over at Swamp Palace.
Yeah, that's right. One interesting thing about this thing, we need that fire rod, and unless we want to do completely dark Aga, we're looking for the lamp. I imagine the players can do dark Aga, but it really isn't fun without the fire rod, at least.
These runners, I would be very confident with them at least attempting to do a dark Aga. It's not necessarily what you want to do, it's what you will do. As we do find the cape on the bottle vendor. I didn't notice that earlier on, but we do now see Tam joining Rywick in the Dark World over here towards the Hype Cave area. And so Rywick is making his way over to the Palace of Darkness region.
Yep. I think we're gonna go check the pyramid, maybe, and then...
Yeah, that's what it looks like, and this might be a long way around to go ahead and check to see what we have over at Campfish, since that's one of those out-of-the-way locations. And, your strategy with your teammate may depend on how comfortable you are checking those out-of-way locations, but you've got to think that if there's something out of the way, your opponents, they have it because of the fact that one can check it, the other one doesn't have to.
Yeah, it just feels less terrible to check, things like Catfish in co-op info share.
One thing that will feel terrible is if Rywick takes a hit here. He's trying to avoid getting hit. Thankfully, was able to dodge around the enemies. And we do see Ninban.
Yeah.
Oh, he needed to move over to the left in order to get that B over there to the bottle vendor. Was hoping to get that 100 rupee prize. The good B says no.
Let's see, Tam taking the other direction through Dark World in this first trip. Tam is going...
Yeah. This is where you're going to try to keep it so that you're away from your partner. You're going to try to make sure that you're not on top of each other's toes, because you're not clearing as much ground as possible if you're chasing each other for extended periods of time. So we're now finding out what this bottle leads to, and it doesn't lead to anything big.
Yep, just RP. So we're not going to see any Moldorm Cave from two of our runners. get into Thieves Town. We can full clear Thieves Town. We've already got the hammer, so no reason to put this off for the first runner. You'd imagine if there's nothing really important in here, a lot of teams will put off Thieves Town on their second runner until you get the boots. Thieves Town is just one of the greatest dungeons to do with boots. The dig game is the hook shot. So,
and since Thieves Town is not one of your 5-6, you could wait until after you do Aga, get that fire rod, and therefore you'll be able to do both that and Skullwoods together.
Yes, and we did get the hook shot off of the dig game. That looks like it may send Tam up the mountain.
Yeah, it's going to be a sequence break here for Tam, but again, this is all about getting information, getting the knowledge of where things are. And things like where the big key is in Thieves Town, and also that small key, can also be important things that you want to make sure your teammate find out, because, well, we're not going to see where Zig end up going through this dungeon. He will say no.
We did the first 4, and then Death Warp out.
Ninman trying to set up a bomb jump. Unfortunately, he's been getting pushed off the edge there, and now has to deal with these mini Moldorms, which, you know, if they hit you, you lose 1 heart. Now, we do have this thing called the cave that could help, but yeah, we're not going to use that here.
Yeah, mini Moldorms are terrible to try to kill with the hammer sometimes.
They're hard. They're difficult to kill with anything. We saw the adventure that both Ninban and Vervjig had with the bombs in Mini Moldorm Cave a few minutes ago.
Yep. So we're gonna check the middle chest on the Ninban side here, the vanilla big key chest.
Yep, and you do have the Canis and Mario, which makes this check a whole lot easier. You'll be able to just weigh down that switch. You don't even have to play games with a statue. Obviously, just get rid of the enemies that are in front first.
You do have to play games with the berries, apparently.
Yeah, the berries, they don't want to play nice. Just get yourself a small key for that. Does not appear that there was anything inside a spectacle rock, if anything important for Tam, so we'll say, no, you don't need to check this. I'm heading on over towards Paradox Cave. And that's the other thing, is that you're communicating not only where you are, but where you're going. So that way, again, you're staying away from your teammate.
Yeah, when we get a little later into the seed, whenever we've got, multiple clearable dungeons, we'll probably see some overworld get left behind a little bit and try to split up the 2 dungeons so that you'll, when you go to clear it, you and your partner will know where big keys are, and you can essentially go mode dungeons that don't have important items in there.
So we see Ryrek checking in the mushroom. The mushroom turned out to be a piece of heart. He has now decided to reset his game to get that mushroom back.
We pulled the mirror out of the the upper part of Paradox Cave, the 2 chest part.
The whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's why it's all a paradox.
Yes. But yeah, pulling the mirror out of there, that is a sequence break, so we're not going to find the lamp.
And so therefore we do see the shovel as well. So that's another interesting aspect. Do we need that shovel? Obviously, Tam's going to want to check that shovel before Vervjig heads up to the mountain.
Yes. All right, we got a back of escape check. We did get the map, so it looks like we're going to go ahead and go down to Dark Cross. There is an item there because we got the key in the front, or in Sanctuary.
And good strategy here from Ryrek, just using his arsenal right now to help figure out where exactly he is, trying to figure out where that key route was, too, was the other big thing. As we do see Tam heading into the Tower of Hera, which is maybe not necessarily a beatable dungeon per logic, but screw logic is what these runners are going to say. Nice use of the boomerang for Tam to grab that key without changing the switches around.
And that mirror is going to be really nice, having gone up the mountain here, out of sequence. We've got the dig game hook shot.
And it was required to have a fire source. Now, we've already seen, or we haven't seen an item yet. So this is a danger, but it's less dangerous when you're dealing with a co-op, because your teammate can come up here with a fire source, and therefore they can give you the answer of whether or not you left something behind in that big chest.
Yeah, unless we get locked out by the mirror somewhere, we may see them wait until mitts, if we can find those somewhere. but we have to come up the mountain anyways to get them here, so.
And there is the Hera for Tam. Grabs the ferry to replenish the health. And we find a map.
Oh no.
That means there is an item in that big chest.
At least one item.
There is an item in that big chest. Because we've already seen the map, we've already seen the compass.
No, you're right. So there's, yeah, it stinks.
All right. So that also means that we know we're going to be getting an item off this Moldorm right here. Tam needs to apply 3 hammer hits to this Moldorm tail to knock him down. That's 1, that's 2, and number 3 right there. That's a real good Moldorm fight for Tam to pick up 3 bombs.
I think this is our first check of Saha's closet, and we are going to get the back of thieves from Ninban.
Actually, it's not the first check, because apparently Ninban was over there earlier, went straight over there at the very, very beginning of the seed, pick up the half of magic that Rywek has. However, Rywek is going to go one step further and check to see what we have inside of Eastern Palace.
Looks like we're going to get our mirror from work jig just now. That'll make a lot of other checks more efficient when we're running through the overworld.
Oh yeah. Mirror does definitely apply for some efficiency when you're doing your checks. And we just learned that Ninban is not running with any beeping sound, so therefore that was a death. Back to start we go.
Yeah, we are in Ninban's audio.
That is an unfortunate death to take. As we find 10 arrows inside of the spiral cave. And Warshig has now emerged with the old man. And Rywek still searching out this Eastern Palace.
Ninban gonna give back at these another shot. Yeah, things on green mail, things hit hard in Thieves.
Yeah, this is the last dungeon before the game decides I'm going to give you a blue mail and vanilla, but you still have to go through half of Ice Palace in order to get to that. But yeah, you have enemies that like to do 2 hearts damage, enemies that like to do 1 heart damage, and they do sting really badly. Like these things up here on this first floor that like to do 2 hearts damage, so Ninban's going to want to be careful. Now, the good thing is that they are killable by the hookshot.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ninban doesn't have the hookshot.
That's
not
true.
done a big game yet.
You're right. So in that case, Ninban here is glad to pick up that heart, and therefore puts him at 3, so therefore he can get hit once and still be alive.
Yeah, just making it through. I always like to think of those hallways as playing chicken with the crickets.
I know, right? They go left, you go right, and you hope that you don't go up.
All right, looks like we do have a item in Eastern Palace on Rywek's side in the vanilla big key chest that is lamp locked. Doesn't look like, it looks like we haven't picked up anything super important out of Eastern.
Nothing has been clicked here by our trackers, which you can see right on the middle of your screen. Thank you very much to our trackers doing awesome job here on this SpeedGaming 2 match.
All right, we're going to get a pod play from, and with the mirror, we'll probably get pod, and then Tam will likely check Eastern after. It's like nothing in Eastern Palace.
Yo, what a unique item we found there in Thieves Town Big Chest, the single arrow. Oh, that's an unfortunate death right there.
No, I think that was intentional.
I believe Wurjik ended up taking that death right there. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no, you're right.
Tam is okay, going to be backtracking over here to pick up what we have in Sahasralo's closet. This team here over here has not. Did you check your boots?
Yep, no half magic yet. Let me pick that up.
Yep, and we'll get that information Wurfjig coming up here in just a moment. We do see Wurfjig about to pick up those flippers.
We also see.
Oh no, he already has those flippers. Never mind.
Hammer blind. Yeah, we have hookshot, and we have hammer, and we have mirror. So Swamp Palace is beatable. So.
And we have a map check. There we go. Ninban has finished off blind. That was a decent blind fight, all things considering.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can kill blind with the hammer and not die, it's a good fight. But yeah, Swamp Palace on Did You Check Your Boots side is clearable because of that mirror. We have mirror, hookshot, flippers, and hammer.
Yeah, you're right. And we've never seen a sword inside of Swamp Palace, right?
No. Never. No.
It can't happen.
Now, we do know that either the lamp or the flute are, look at that. Immediately, Rick, you're sage. You're a seer.
As long as I don't get burned.
Well, that was a good pun. Alright, not bow locked out of pot immediately.
Yeah, so therefore we're going to continue our search through here, just Tam, and we're about ready to find the hookshot over on Les French Canadiens. As Tam checks the big key chest of the Palace of Darkness to find that we have a key for a key. Oh gosh, that was a lot of digs to get that hookshot too.
And an ice rod and stealth is basically.
That's not a bad find.
No, not at all.
How many digs was that? That was what, 29?
A lot. Too many. That's too many.
Anything over 15 is too many. As somebody who's played this since version 18. Back when it was guaranteed 15 when you would end up getting that dig.
Let's see what Ninban decides to do next.
There's our lamp in the turtle room. Great place for that. And that is a good diver down for Wurfjig.
It is choosing this early with so many things still to check.
There's our flute.
Yeah, that is mountain access.
Well, technically that lamp was
Twice.
mountain access too, so
yes,
now we've settled all pieces of this logic. Now where's that bow?
Yeah, that's the real question.
That's the thing I must know.
Alright, gonna get a hammer jump.
We get ourselves a blue bottle over here on left side swamp. And we get ourselves some reading material. Not a book, but a map for Tam over here. Never mind. There's the book.
Lots of paper in here. And the boots. Oh, that'll be good. We're only 20 minutes in.
20 minutes in co-op seems like an eternity without boots.
Yeah, you're right. Although, I think in a race yesterday there was boots in Rando Room of GT at the very end of the seed, and it was terrible.
Was Desert a crystal? Or a pendant, rather?
I think it was crystal. It wasn't boots locked.
Dang it, I was hoping that it would be a pendant and that there would be a big key there. That would have been awesome.
No, it was worse than that because King's Tomb had their ice rod. For pendant TR.
Ew! Ew!
Yeah.
Ew! Now, we could already eliminate any search for any items besides the big key inside of Ganon's tower in this seed, by the way.
Well, that's kind of nice. yeah, we're gonna need whatever the medallions are, and yeah, no required items really for the because we know where Fire Rod is.
Still gotta find the bow, but that's the only loose square that we have that's question mark besides those 2 remaining medallions.
Yep, unfortunate. I mean, but you're right. Can't
And
be
the
in
mitts, of
GT.
course.
Can't be in GT because of Eastern, but yeah, so you're right. Big key GT.
Oh my goodness. By the way, did you notice Werfjig's sword right now?
Yeah, tempered already.
We've got 3 swords in the Swamp Palace.
3 swords in the swamp. That's amazing. Actually.
That's taking this whole Swamp Palace sword thing to a whole new level.
I mean, you're the one that said it.
That's because it became a meme back in the 2021 main tournament.
Oh no.
Okay, so Werfjig's gonna have to be careful here with this fight against Dargus. Does have that blue potion that he picked up not too long ago, but here's the thing. 2 hearts. You get hit by any puffs, you're dead. You get hit by Argus, you're dead. You don't want to take a death here. We're gonna use that blue potion right now.
And then we're gonna proceed to not take any damage, surely. That always happens.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. And you'd rather take no damage after using the potion than to die.
For sure. There's a reason they're called safeties.
And we get ourselves a piece of heart. There's one of our safeties right there off Zora.
That's, you know, better than a lot of things you can get, but I very seriously doubt that we'll see that from our second runner on each team after the first checks it. And the bow is on Zora's ledge.
Oh, hi there, Bo. So that means
was pretty available for a long
that
time.
means Les Frames Canadian is going to be able to one-shot that Palace of Darkness and then one-shot the Eastern Palace. Well, Ryrek's already done Eastern Palace up until the Armos, but that's a pretty decent fight, and therefore Ryrek's going to take that book.
Go into desert, yep. We can clear this because we've got everything we need. Go ahead and clear desert here.
So therefore, never mind Ryrek's being able to go in one go there to complete those 2 dungeons. But it does look like that Werfjig is going to be setting himself up for what's going to be a double dip of those 2 dungeons anyways himself.
Yeah. That's a little unfortunate given that bow is so easily accessible. You just check the Zora area.
It's also unfortunate the fact that oh, hi there, Boldorm.
We knew Trolldorm would come out at some point.
I mean, of course, we already had the mini Moldorms be trolls, so why not have this? So, Tam is here in Swamp Palace. Now, you remember where I told you about you never want to really be retracing your partner's footsteps? Well, when there's 3 swords inside of Swamp Palace, you're going to be retracing your partner's footsteps because you want that tempered sword.
Yeah, and they weren't even on the left side, so you don't even have to do the left side to get all 3 swords, I think. I think the other one's here in Diverdown.
Yeah, I believe so. It had to be. And left to right, left.
Yep,
there you go.
And we get a Moldorm kill from Ninban, picking up a pendant. So Ninban, the only player with 2 dungeons complete so far.
Yeah, but the one issue to note here is the fact that Ryback has 0 dungeons complete, but is on his way to completing his first here. Inside of this desert palace, 2 items inside. We're going to see if we can't get any of those items real soon. If any of them are going to be required either. Well, that single rupee is not going to be required. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and check Spike Cave while we're up here. We didn't get to see that from either Tam or Wursig.
Yeah, I don't think at the time they had half magic. Right?
And it's 20 rupees, so nothing good inside of here. And so Tam's going to have to be careful here. Should be fine, but it's going to take it safe here to stay away from Argus during those 2 spins. Finish that off. And we are now with 3 dungeons complete for Did You Check Your Boot? 2 dungeons complete for the French Canadians here. This first match between these 2 teams in Season 4.
Yeah, they're going to... I would say that French Canadians are going to make a little bit of time being able to single dip knowing where that bow is, being able to single dip the pod eastern area, actually quite a bit of time.
And nothing good out of the shovel right there. Now, of course, as I mentioned before, Rywick's already gone through the Palace of Darkness and as well as Eastern. So when Rywick returns, it's just going to be a get to finish those 2 dungeons off. But obviously having the boots, knowing that the boots are where they are, that's going to be a big piece right there. And so Tam is now heading into Hyrule Castle. I'm going to assume that what we're going to see here is a check through this first section of Hyrule Castle, and then a trip upstairs, because it doesn't make much sense to come back here than have to walk back here to face off against Agahnim later on.
We're just gonna go get the fire rod while we're here. Getting ice rod strats on land modes.
Yeah, not a bad fight there for Rywick, and gets himself the map out of the end result of this dungeon. So this is our first check of Hyrule Castle. So again, as we mentioned before, we still need at
mitts.
Minimum the mitts.
Yeah, that's as far as what we know, we need mitts and whatever the medallions for TR and Meyer are. I think that's actually it.
Yep, and we won't even be able to find that information until we do get those mitts. There's the map inside the boomerang chest. So we're gonna head on over to the Zelda cell now, as Werfzig is about to get those boots right now for Did You Check Your Boot?
It feels nice to have boots.
It certainly does. So now, late French Canadians are about to ready to find out the riches that are in store inside of the Swamp Palace, as Rywick, with his first dungeon complete of Desert Palace, is... I'm wondering where Rywick is planning on heading to at this stage.
I am unsure.
The way he is walking made me assume at first that he was going to go into Swamp Palace, and maybe might be thinking about heading over there now that Ninbad has told him that a sword existed here.
Yeah, Rywick has to go get the hook shot first, because he hasn't done. Rywick has not done.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing. Also doesn't have enough money.
Oh, 73 rupees, so he's going to have to play the arrow game, which is not something you see all that regular here in this mode.
No, but
4, 8, 16, there we go.
Oh, love the optimization. Needs exactly 80 rupees. Now gonna dig for 29 times.
As Werger checks out to see what we have going on here with the sick kid, now knows that the battle was absolutely useless. As Tam makes his way, or their way up to the tower, it is time now for chat activity. This Agahnim likes to throw these things called blue balls. Now, it's going to be the same for all 4 of these runners. What do you think is going to be the case? Now, Rywick, something happened here. I missed it. I was not paying attention. Rywick did not get the hook shot off the Digga game.
Oh no.
Rywick did not get the hook shot off the digging game.
Oh, I think just realizing it maybe.
And just realized it now.
Yeah, did you just left without grabbing it?
I did not see what happened until I noticed the people in chat going on about the moments right there.
Yeah,
That's an unfortunate error here for Rywick. We're gonna have to return back to grab that now. So we do have both members of Did You Check Your Boot checking off with this Aga play. Once again, the number of blue balls for Aga is going to be the same for all 4 of these runners, providing they don't take a death here in this Aga tower. So I'm gonna turn on over here to Vextopher. How many blue balls do you think we're gonna see?
I'm gonna say 3, but I kind of hope for them that it's 0.
I know for their sake we'd like to see 0. I'm going to guess 2.
Dude, 2's a good number because I think that gets you one ball or one lightning, right? I think 3's 2 lightnings. Maybe I'm wrong. I gotta play the rupee game again. Still short.
Second time we get to see this, and the thing is that Rywick is going to have to cool himself down because after making that oops, you kind of feel a little, you don't feel quite as focused as you would. And we have one. I'm going to turn over to Vextover for the count of these blue balls. Go ahead.
Now we have two blue balls. It's not looking good for your prediction, Rick.
Still possible. We just need 4 in a row.
Oh. Oh, there's 3.
It's still possible. Tam could always get a negative.
Oh, now
It's
4.
still possible. Tam could still get a negative. A double negative.
Ugh. 4 blue balls. No good.
And we're not done yet. If this is really unlucky, we could see 7.
Do not speak it into existence. Oh no. That's the 5th blue ball. There we go.
But we get
5.
5. That's it.
Ninban, gonna laugh a little bit about his 3 swords.
Yep, and Rywick knows immediately upon finishing up with this, his next destination, or one of his next destinations, will probably need to be Swamp Palace to pick up those 3 swords. Tam now down and done with the Agate Tower. Is going to head on over to here to Catfish, then check the Zora area where they will see the bow rather.
Yeah, the Catfish and the Zora play, this is going to be fortunate that they're going to see the bow. They're going to be a little upset that it was available for so long.
And so that is it for Swamp Palace for Ninban. 3 dungeons complete. The only of our runners that has 3 dungeons complete. Which means if you're Ninban, you're the person that's going to be doing more exploration than Rywick does as you start to catch up. Now, we did see Rywick about face off that mountain after grabbing that mirror. Now knowing that there are 3 swords inside of that dungeon is going to make Swamp Palace his next destination. And here's the Cane of Samaria for Tam.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see Rywick follow Ninban for a little bit now. Being possibly one item from being able to figure out if we're in go mode.
I do want to ask this question. This is an actual serious question. Who here of these 4 runners knows about that fire rod? Do both teams know?
Oh man. I thought so, but maybe not. I can't remember if we checked right away. Roll the tape.
Because I know at least one team knew, because we all know about that fire rod. So if both teams know, then that's great. Now, of course, that bow being there, Tam now with that bow can tell Werfjig, we just really need to find that Titans man. We could be on go mode, but of course that's all dependent on whether or not the Quake is the medallion to get into both the dungeons. What are the chances of that?
33% times 33%, right?
You're asking me to do math?
Be about 10.9% chance. 11%.
Fear Agent doesn't pay me enough to do math on this stream.
No, for both of them, it would be a 33% twice, right? So 11%.
Well, that would be the 1 in 9.
Yes.
Fear Agent in chat going, I pay you. And that's where the paradox turns into here, their fear. It's the fact that, no, you don't. So therefore, yes, you don't pay me enough.
Pays you
You face with one-handed bed heads on over to the Palace of Darkness. I'm probably gonna get chewed off commentary midway through this if I don't shut up.
He pays you in his appreciation, Rick. We all appreciate all the work you do.
That implies I do work around here.
I'm just making our way, kind of just tracing each other's steps at this point, all across the board. Oh, not gonna grab the tempered sword, huh, Rywick? Uh-oh.
I'm curious about that decision.
Go
Flipped
back,
around.
please We're gonna
Oh,
go back.
okay. Miscommunication between the two runners. Miscommunication between the two runners. And you might see that now and then when you are in this kind of situation here. You'll go to your partner. I thought that was supposed to be in this chest. As you saw, he checked the waterfall chest, and it was the water, the drained water room.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to say it's in the water chest, and then all of a sudden, that's a little ambiguous, you know? I can't guarantee that happened or anything, but that happens. Stuff like that happens all the time.
Yeah, it definitely could happen in this kind of circumstance. Thankfully, of course, Rywick has picking up his tempered sword, and now we're on the same offensive level for all four of these runners.
Oh, we did grab the blue mail for Worfjig. I guess all the runners grabbed the...
I guess if you had to go grab the bow, you might as well do this when you only have 7 hearts to your name, knowing that the tougher dungeons are coming up.
That cutscene for Zora is just so long though. I'm surprised.
Dying takes longer.
Well, then just don't die.
Easier said than done. I know anyone who follows me knows how, like, I like to give things hugs in this game. I don't know why.
Yes, just don't die is my sage advice. Don't die. You'll go faster.
Did you create ad campaigns for Nike as a back in the day? Just do it.
Yeah, you know what? I've even utilized the same. No, it was not me. I actually feel the opposite for this game. Just don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah, that sums right. That summarizes it pretty nicely.
Just some blueberries on Bombo's tablet. And now we're gonna get a full clear of Eastern Palace from Tan. Gotta go get that big key. And that's the only thing useful.
There's the lamp for Ninban. Finally, all of our runners now will be illuminated in the dark.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Rywick and Ninban saw Fire Rod. Now, Skullwoods is a pendant, so there's an argument to be made that, well, no, you need the Fire Rod, probably to clear TR, so I don't know.
Let's go back to the arrow game for a third time.
What do we need the money for now? Oh, pod money.
I don't know.
We've been into pod. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
We don't have a bottle, even if we wanted to buy potions.
Oh, Pyramid Bomb. As you notice, Rywick has both the desert and the swamp.
Oh, that's why Rywick did desert so quickly. This could be big. I mean, if it's got a medallion or something in it, or our mitts, it very well could have the mitts.
I'm running out of possible locations where the mitts could be. Now, how many items did we find inside of Skull Woods?
Oh, I wasn't.
We found at least one, which was the shield.
Yeah, I don't know.
Green.
If we found
green pendant turning could also be something, as we've have the green pendant out of the Palace of Darkness, at least Tam does.
Yes.
But if there's another item inside of Skull Woods, that could be the answer too.
Yeah, Tam will almost certainly turn in that green pendant as soon as they finish Eastern Palace. Just run over there.
Ninban now setting up that bomb here. Gets the map. There's our mitts. There we go.
Yep. Yeah, that's a really fortunate place for the French Canadians. Actually, that before we even find that on Did You Check Your Boot, someone has to go finish Desert. So, and while we're at Pyramid Ferry, why not just finish Aga? Go get that fire run. It's kind of gonna round in pretty nicely for.
Yeah, Robert's gonna go ahead and check to see what we have downstairs first.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. Now, of course, the question is what medallions do we need for Misery Mire or for Turtle Rock? That will answer the remaining questions we have about this seed.
Yeah, I'm assuming we go and make those checks, get that knowledge right away. Because that means we can, go mode ice and go mode everything else that we know right away. Ninban has a little bit of time to sit and follow to go get the fire rod coming up in the midst. So some required stuff.
And at this point, Tam making the way into the Dark World, so we do know that book was required to get our way into Desert Palace. Neither runner here of Did You Check Your Boot has pulled that trigger going into Desert Palace at this point in time. Wurzjig is about to go pick up the fire rod, so I'm going to assume, based on this routing, that Wurzjig is going to be heading into Skull Woods, although I don't see why you'd have both runners at the same spot here, but here comes Tam around the corner to pick up that fire rod as well.
Yeah, it's a little weird. I know, it's going to route really well if we go pick up that fire rod on Rywik's side, because Rywik's the runner that did not complete Thieves Town and now has the boots to do it right with Skull Woods. Go do Thieves, then go do Skull Woods. As soon as you get the fire rod, well, go do Thieves, then do Skull Woods. Also, quicker Dark World entry because of the myths already.
All right, so we see Wurzjig's going to be heading into the Palace of Darkness to finish that off, then over towards Eastern. Did Tam check the green pendant?
I don't think I saw. Maybe? I missed it. He did not.
Answers are no, based on the 300 plus that are watching here live on SpeedGaming 2.
I did not see it. Chat did not see it. Therefore, it did not happen.
Are we going to pull that tree falls in the woods theory here?
Yes.
Works for me.
Yeah.
So as we reach a recap here of this seed, the lamp that was being questioned about, the lamp was in the turtle room of the Palace of Darkness. We found the bow. It was on the ledge of Zora, which was the easy to get to because the water was underneath the flippers were underneath the water.
Yeah, the mirror was actually on the mirror was on the mountain, and we sequence broke to get our mirror, and then immediately found in pod both the lamp and the flute.
No, I thought of something evil, which could have very well have come into play when I was remarking about all those locations that we had left to check, and there weren't many. Hera Big Chest is still out there.
Oh, that's a really good point. In the kind of bad thing about where the myths ended up being in a co-op AD is that a lot of times you kind of want to try to save Desert and Mire until you can wrap them in together.
And this is one of those seeds where we know that you are not going to be able to do that.
Yeah, you
nice
cannot do
spike
that.
for Tam. Moved only 3 spikes. Are we gonna get a blind pet here?
Oh man, maybe. Maybe.
Rywek about ready to go face off against this Aga. Rorfjig's
so.
going to be facing off against the Helmusar King, and all sorts of hype are getting ready to hear to find out that it's just Couch Cash on the pedestal.
Oh, just pull it. Just pull it.
Tam is not going to give us the blind pull. But we are going into desert, which is the answer to this scenario here for Tam.
Yes. All right. So let's see if I'm assuming Rorfjig is now going to do Eastern Palace and probably turn into Green Pendant, maybe. I guess it depends on how fast we find mids for Tam. Yeah, so Ninban is gonna turn Green Pendant in. Find the heart piece. So nothing on Green Pendant.
I am not convinced.
You're not convinced of what?
That piece of heart isn't valuable.
Oh. Just think of all the seconds you could have saved to not grab it.
$13.
Probably. Something like that. Alright, let's see what Rywek decides to do now that we've gotten our Aga completed.
Taking a look at the schedule here as we are waiting to see more developments here in this seed. Game 2 between these two teams will feature Rywek and Aceltheus Rod facing off against Revenant and Rorfjig. That match will be played on Sunday, 12:10 p.m. Eastern Time, channel to be determined.
Alright, Rywek gonna grab the Fire Rod.
Ninban finishing off this desert, so too is Tam as Rorfjig continues on through this Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I think
And now we're about ready to get one half of our information here, Vextoper.
Yeah. Is it Quake? Rick, quick.
It is. I have no idea. Chat, help me out, please. It is Quake. Thank you.
Quake. And
There's our other sword.
That's pretty free. We might all just grab that because we're lazy.
No, we like butter. That's why we're grabbing it.
Well, that too.
Thank you.
Alright, chat's asking us, Rick, which team has the advantage currently?
The viewers have the advantage.
That's a cop-out answer.
Yes, it is. I'm going with the cop-out answer, as Rorfjig now reveals that the Saha play is worth nothing. And now we see Rywek heading over here to the Misery Mire area. And now Rorfjig's going to be heading into this Desert Palace as well, as they're running out of options over here for Did You Check Your Boot?
Yep. So
it is 5 dungeons complete for Ninban, 2 for Rywek, making 7 altogether. It is 6 dungeons complete for Tam, 3 for Rorfjig, for a combination of 9.
9 with no myths still, however.
That will be soon. as Tam is about ready to go into the portal. And Ninban having a little issue with the ice rod, more out of the fact that you got that lovely little delay before the ice rod starts to move. It's weird how lopsided these two are. Really, the fact that Ninban has 6 dungeons compared to Rybek's 2. And the same thing for Tam and Werfjig. It's the fact that Tam has 6 versus the 3 that Werfjig has. Although Werfjig has Eastern Palace done. So it's actually 4, not 3.
Oh, good point.
Nice speed right there, speed dashing there. You got to be careful when you do that, because if you don't make sure that you clear that corner immediately, you could be running off that ledge. I've done that once.
Yeah.
That was an unfortunate
Only
Master
once?
Sword run for me in Vanilla.
Only once? I don't even go for it anymore when I play.
That's why I don't go for it anymore. It's because you do it once, you don't do it anymore.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we have 2 big bombs getting turned in at the same time.
Hey, we do see an attempt to do a dupe over here for Tam, and beautiful dupe right there.
Wonderful. He kind of set that up. That was pretty good. Tam setting up the bomb dupe. I gotta learn that movement. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you learn a lot of text by watching these kind of races right here. So as we reach the 55-minute mark and Tam's about ready to get the Titans Myth for Did You Check Your Boot? One big thing to know is that this is all dungeons. You have to do all 7 crystals, all 3 Penta dungeons, plus Aga's Tower. We've already done Aga's Tower as well.
All right. Looks like so far no medallions out of Mire. We do get a powder though. So that's kind of nice.
All right, so Tam is going to be scouting out this Misery Mire area. Now, this is where probably once after Ninban gets done doing this Agate Tower. That's another thing we do have to remember is the fact that it's 11 dungeons, not 10, when we're counting everything up. And that, you know, Rybek isn't super far behind. He's got 3 done if you want to count Agate Tower.
Hey, it's 12 if you count GT.
Nah, we're not counting that. Ganon's Tower is just a chess emporium.
Gotcha. It's like a museum. In this case, a museum with nothing important in it.
Okay, so here's an interesting note here for Tam. I like this play. You saw that Quake is your medallion for Misery Mire. Guess where Tam is heading to now?
Yeah, on the mountain. Are we in go mode? This is
Exactly.
It's actually what I expect Rybek to do immediately after finishing Mire.
Yeah, but this answers the question whether or not you dig for items or if you just dig for the big key.
Yep, and since you mirror over to get to Mire, I kind of like Tam's idea here, because you know, worst comes to worst, you can get into TR and just clear it.
All right, so the answer coming up here in about 11.6 seconds.
I'm holding you to that.
Dead Rocks are going to try to make it so it isn't.
Oh, did you account for the spin speed? Did you account for the...
Not really either, so we are not done yet.
Not done yet.
All right, Hookshot Cave is the key underneath the doormat. Yes.
The doormat.
No, not there. No, not there.
Oh, poor Tam.
No, not there. And there it is. So at 57 minutes and 41 seconds, Did You Check Your Boot is in collective go mode.
Yeah, so we will see that same play here in, I'll call it about a minute 10. No, that's too long. Yeah. No, it's, yeah, I don't know.
All right, so Tam needs to finish off with 4 dungeons. So the big thing with what Tam needs to do is, you know, 3 of these dungeons that Tam needs to do are going to be long dungeons. You want to get that information for your teammate. Now, of course, Ice Palace is going to be simple. Just get yourself the icebreaker and make yourself the cold stare.
Yeah, go hit the switch. Make sure you hit the switch. You might not find the big key.
Now, where was the big key in this Misery Mire?
I am not sure. I actually didn't notice.
I wasn't keeping track but if this is a God Mire, that means that is going to be time that Did You Check Your Boot ends up saving as far as time is concerned. But I'm being told when we say upper left, are we talking about the compass room where you have to light the torches to get into? Just as a note for our tracking duties here, we do have Eastern Palace finished here for Warvjig. Shoutouts to Guinness Girl and Akuhaish doing the tracking for these 4 runners on the screen.
Yeah, I don't think Ninvan checked, or Rywick checked the big chest, or cutscene chest in Mire, though.
Tam about to get that big key here inside of this Misery Mire. So now Rywick is exploring Turtle Rock as Ninvan's about to pick up the Fire Rod. So now it's just a reminding your teammate where everything is, making sure that they do what they need to do, and hope that you both will be going into GT at the same time.
Yeah. I don't think that's going to happen on either side, really, maybe.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy for that to happen here. Les French Canadians next week will be facing off against Spearfinity. That should be a fun series of matches there between those two, and the FAD keys, the All Dungeons key sanities, with the 2 Agate Tower keys being placed vanilla.
Yeah, how do you feel about that for Fad keys? Do you like Fad keys?
I've yet to play it myself. It's going to be interesting to see how the Agate Tower keys being vanilla changes your thought process. Obviously, what's on the Lumberjack is going to have something to do with it there. Did You Check Your Boot will be facing off against the Sexy Ganons next week. Nice spooky there for Tam.
Yeah, let's be honest, though. Every match in the Invitational League, it's a good match. Just a masterclass.
There are good matches, which is what every match in Invitational League is going to be. But there are matches that you look at it and it's like, oh my gosh, this is going to be awesome to watch. As Vitreous is down for Tam. Nice fight there with 2 hearts remaining. Warfjig is about to finish off against Skull Woods. So Tam probably will flute over to 3, finish off Thieves Town, then go into Ice Palace.
Warfjig never grabbed half magic. He was just like, they were just like, no, don't need it.
It's hilarious the fact that Warfjig checked the Sahasrahla for that green pendant turn in, but did not grab the half magic afterwards.
I guess that was my point. Warfjig literally went into Saha's closet and just decided, nah, that's like a whole 4 seconds. I don't want to waste.
I don't need to add that bonk to my record.
Yeah. Willing to check Zora, or to grab Zora male, but not bonk the wall. Alright, we're gonna get our our pulls there with Kyoto. I think we may be about ready to. What do you think, Rick? You about ready to decide who you think's ahead?
No.
Just refuse. I'm just looking at the number of dungeons that are complete, and I think that Tam or Did You Check Your Boot may be ahead. I about to have
Yeah.
at least.
I think we run into a little bit of an issue here with the fact that there's still a lot more that lay French Canadians have to do, and I think it kind of comes down to the fact that Rywek has been doing lead exploration as the runner who's had the least amount of dungeons done.
Yeah, that's kind of. I think my teammates and I started that way, and I think over time you recognize that whoever's in the lead, at some point you got to finish. Both people have to finish. So a lot of times the person in the lead does most of the exploration.
So there's really not much else to point at this point in time until these runners make their way into GT. Because this is pretty much cleanup mode for everybody at this point in time to finish off the dungeons that they need to do and then get themselves into GT to finish off for this game. Now, usually in an all dungeons mode, you'd like to save GT, or rather Aga's Tower, for the last, but this seed kind of prohibited that from happening. Now, unfortunately for Ninban, that Myrtle Dactyl being right there the way meant that he's not going to be coming in with Beam Sword.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I think Mire 2 with beams and fire rod. I think one of the most satisfying rooms to do in one cycle.
So Rorjig's going to be doing Misery Mire now. It's going to be doing Turtle Rock and then finishing things off with the Tower of Hera as the last dungeon before going into Ganon's Tower. Tam now will be heading over to Thieves Town and then heading into Turtle Rock, but doesn't need to worry about the Tower of Hera. So it looks like Tam's going to be the first of Did You Check Your Boot to go into GT.
I think that's definitely true. I do want to point out that Ninban using that hook shot instead of the sword beams to get the first pokey, and still managed to one cycle all the Wizrobes in Mire 2.
That's a sweet, sweet strategy.
Yeah, just slick. Right, one consequence of Rywek doing all of the, a lot of the exploration, and now having all of these dungeons to clean up, is that Ninban actually has to try to remember where all these big keys were.
Yeah, Rywek's gonna have to finish to notify Ninban about where all of these big keys turned out to be, and I think, it's again where you want to make sure that your teammate, the communication on not just where things are, but where you are in the sea. Like, how many dungeons have you completed? It's one of the underlying values that you don't think about here in a co-op mode, especially when in a competitive mode like this.
Yeah, because the situation where the dungeons like this are so unbalanced, it's not really the greatest situation to be in a co-op. You kind of want to stay about the same with the time you got to spend in the dungeons doing new exploration versus clearing quickly. It's fast to go mode, so you can make up a lot of time, but it seems that the route actually kind of worked out really well for Did You Check Your Boot as far as what they split up.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're finding out that the Bottle Vendor is not running a charity. Not the Bottle Vendor, but the Potion Shop is not running a charity. Cannot purchase any more potions. And therefore, we'll have to climb up to the mountain to finish off the final 2 dungeons.
Yeah,
or Did You Check Your Boot?
I think you called that you thought Tam was going to be the first person into GT. I think Werftig might.
Yeah.
I think Werftig definitely has indeed into GT.
I didn't realize just I guess, misunderestimated the amount of time here that was going to take Wervshik to complete the dungeon that they were in at this point.
Yeah. I think it's just shorter dungeons that are all on the mountain for...
They could both be going, ooh, that's not good for Ninban. That's really not good.
Oh, no.
All the way back to the start of Misery Mire.
Ooh. Ooh. Half magic cake. We get to see the nice hookshot strategy.
Yeah, we're not going to one cycle it this time around. That is an unfortunate death right there. That could very well be the official nail in the coffin here for Les French Canadiens, as it looks like Did You Check Your Boot is in decent position to get themselves to a 1-0 record here in this opening match for these two. Don't forget, game 2 between these two will take place on Sunday, 12:10 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, I think you're still right, Rick, actually. I think it is still going to be Tam. I don't know. It's going to be really close. This is very well split up.
I think it's going to be almost equal.
Yeah,
it's really going to be a case where these two could split up GT. One do left side, one do right side.
Yeah, for sure. This is a very well put together route. And we're basically a mountain climb down in TR for Tam, but then Werf still has to finish up Hera.
And so now the question is where do you get all the keys that you need for this turtle rock?
Probably you got to check the front, and then hopefully get to steal the pokey key and not get 3%ed.
And here is Ninban, the second attempt here against this Vitreous, just slashing away. Now switches over to the bow.
Gets it this time. I like how Tam and Werf are pretty much in sync, other than the fact that Werf has checked all the front. They were both at the entrance at the same time.
A 2 small key and a big key start to this dungeon. That is very, very nice to start off with.
And a blue cane in a chopper.
I should already known this already because of the fact that we saw this from Ryrek earlier.
Yes. Oh, blue cane strats. Armies.
Yeah, this here might just be trying to protect yourself from running out of arrows for GT. We'll see how that goes. As we do see Ninban getting ready to head into the Dark World, has Skullwoods to do, then head up to Turtle Rock to finish things off. Ninban's going to easily be in GT before Rywek is.
Yes. The checking the lava chest for. I guess we're just.
It's protection. It's probably protection against the 1 in 21.
Yeah, 1 in 3. Just not gonna happen today.
Also, probably because Werfshik knows that that they still gotta do the Tower of Hera next, maybe? I don't know. Maybe so they can make sure they're both in GT at the same time. Those are the only things I can really think of at this stage.
I'm not sure why we opened the door, to be honest. Because
maybe checking for silvers just in case. I don't know.
Yeah. But I'm sure these runners are pretty comfortable without silvers. Well, they're definitely comfortable without silvers. Silvers was
Oh, yeah,
speed you
yeah.
up, but
Oh, yeah.
getting the lava chest seems like a lot.
It's just speculation at this stage. It's
Well, maybe we'll have to ask them to get done faster.
yeah. It's a case where, you know, we try to get into the heads of the runners, and we probably shouldn't get into the heads of the runners, but we try to speak from our experiences playing this game.
It's scary in the heads of the runners, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know.
A little frantic, a little nervous. It's a competitive match in the league.
But it's fun sometimes.
Taking the safety ledge from Worf.
I think we've established that Tam will be the first one from Did You Check Your Boot into GT, which
Yes.
I guess means that we could base a GT guessing game based on Tam's count, but
It gets a little complicated though.
it gets a little complicated because of the team aspect.
Hey, we'll just add the count of the other runner if they don't find the key while the other runner's still in the tower.
But I can't.
It's complicated.
You're
But
asking me.
We can do it for chat. We'll do it for you. I'll do it. You know what? If Rick's unwilling, I will count extra.
It's just that difficult to count that high.
Once Trinex goes down, that will be our 7th crystal.
It'll be our 10th, or rather, our 11th dungeon.
11th
then.
dungeon. 11th dungeon. Yeah, so we're going to be able to climb GT and immediately drop.
Ninban ended up doing the drive-through, and now is I don't know. Anyways, there's the map pickup for Tam, and with that, crystal number 6 or crystal number 7 falls from the sky for
Yeah.
Tam, and that is going to be Tam's entry into Ganon's Tower, where there are 22 possibilities in Ganon's Tower where the big key can be. Pick a number between 1 and 22 and tell us where you believe Tam will find said big key. Bex, where?
You know what? I'm going to say 5.
5?
Yeah, which I think may be Hope Room, depending on what Tam decides to do. I think DM makes a lot of sense.
Given the separation between these two, it might not be a bad idea to do a DM style route. And so, therefore, Worfjig's about ready to go and deal with the Tower of Hera first before going into GT. And nope, we are going to get a hope first here from Tam. Where we get ourselves 10 arrows in the first and our second shield in the second. There's spin speed for Worfjig to try to do the Hera pot. 1, 2, 3, there we are, we're in.
And they're going to be pretty close and GT together.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hope to full left, so probably full left. So we might see.
4 is a small key, 5 is nothing but a piece of heart, number 6 is 50 rupees, and number 7 is another small key.
What do you think? What do you think Worf's gonna do in GT? You think we're gonna go into Stealth's room, grab the keys, and then go right side, or?
I think that's what you have to do at this point in time, since your teammate is currently heading over towards Rando Room.
Yeah, it's kind of an awkward time to enter the tower, to be honest. Because if it's in Rando Room, then you're like, well, I guess I'm mirroring.
By the time I think Worfjig gets any keys out of that Staffos room, Tam will have the answer about Rando Room.
Yeah, I think just in time. You almost want to. Yeah, I think it's going to be perfect. Just Because if it's not random room, it's either Bob's chest or right side. So
Yep.
you just go full right if you're Werf.
All right, 20 rupees, a heart container, bond, and there's the big key. So Orphage's going to stay on this path.
Yeah.
So now the next question I have to ask here is, where do you think those silvers are?
I'm gonna say they're left side.
Well, we did check left side swamp.
Did we? Oh, we did. No, they're not left side swamp. Look, I'm already wrong.
I got a pretty decent guess out of that Reverend who's going to be playing in game number 2 of this series between these two teams. That Hera big chest is quite a place for it to be if it turns out to be.
That is true. Or right side GT. That would kind of be annoying.
Yeah, but we expect that.
Tam beginning the gauntlet. Where was that big key? Did we? I said I would count, even if they were both in there at the same time, and I did it.
Well, if you really wanted to count the number,
14,
that was going to be number 13, because 14 usually is Bob's chest.
Yes. No, you're right. 13. Did anybody say 13? Is anybody correct? Yes. Akuhaish.
Yeah, our tracker getting in there with a 13. And T-Jaw also, TJ Jaw.
Yes, two 13s. Look at that.
Also, shoutouts to Guinness Girl, the other tracker here on this match, for this evening match here on Speed Gaming 2. Don't forget, many more matches here in the league coming up this week with the co-op all dungeons.
Yeah, we've got what, seven straight weeks of league matches, different modes each week, followed by several weeks of playoffs.
Yep, there will be a little bit of a break that 1 week for Speed Gaming Live, and then starting off for the playoffs in mid-November. If you want to get more information about the league, you can check out ALTTPRleague.com. Great website. They've worked their butts off to get that website set up.
Yeah, that's looking good.
And you can also do !IMV League for info.
Ninman gonna go take out Trinex and collect his final dungeon.
Tam not even checking for those silver arrows, which means both of these runners are happy where they are. They don't want to deal with the possibility of having to check anything else at this stage. Grabbing that magic, and now off to Boldworm 2.
And the worm is down again. Not even gonna lift up.
No reason to check it. No reason to check it. When this team, yeah, that's probably exactly what's going to end up happening at this stage.
If I was the second runner on that team, I would totally pick it up just in case it was silver arrows, just to make fun of my teammate.
All right, the Agahnim fight only gets one of the 3 to hit. Good setup here. Unfortunately, blue ball. Nice geometry there, but another blue ball, so only gets 1.
Only needs 1 this time, so there we go.
And with that, Agahnim is down. As Werfshig now getting ready to head up to the 6th floor. Tam finishing things off here.
Oh no. Poor Rywick.
gonna be honest here to say that Rywak is not that far behind, all things considering. Of course, though, Ninban kind of made things a little closer with that death to Vitreous, but
Yes.
just needs to finish off with that Tower of Hera, then Rywak will be able to finish off with this Steed as well. Nice fight there against Moldorm 2 for Worst Jig, and Tam now facing off against this Ganon fight. 6 per cycle.
Easy 1-1 for a gold sword. Just all done.
And now, first of the 4. And we will soon find out what those silver arrows were. And it probably is GT. Yep, it is GT. I mean, that's kind of the easy odds on at this point. That's where the most amount of checks remaining in this game were.
Yeah. Oh, and we did do DM strats from Ninban, so maybe we'll figure out if they're actually over here.
It's not a chance, but it's probably behind the ice armors at this point.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's on that 6th floor.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's in that post-Moldorm chest, the final chest.
No, so we tried to spin 12 times to win. That's the 12th and
There it
final for
goes.
Tam to finish off, being the first finisher from Did You Check Your Boot? As Workjig drops into the Ganon fight. Get your G enchant for Tam. It's breakfast is serve time here at A Link to the Past Rando.
Yes.
And it's deposited into a pit for Ninban.
Happens. And on to phase 3 for Werfjig.
I will tell you here that if you want to check out more from the Link to the Past Randomizer League, be sure to check out SpeedGaming, the main channel, beginning at 9:10 p.m. for another match from this division, featuring the Titans Mitt versus Spearfinity, Relkin and Dante versus P-Train and Sabatender, coming up 9:10 p.m. Eastern over on SpeedGaming. Then at 10:10 p.m., Mogalachi versus Boomer Friendly, Boomer Ninja versus Orange, Don Venture versus Leviticus over on SpeedGaming 3, and then to wrap things up for today, Skullcase versus Waffle House Drive-Thru, Fear Agent and Gabachu versus Salty Fry and Demo. That's 11:10 here on SpeedGaming 2.
Alright, about to pick up the big key.
As we get ready for the final spins here on the Scan and Fight for Werfjig. And there's the 12.
last one. Alright, get your GGs into the chat for Werfjig.
And that will clinch the victory here for Did You Check Your Boot? They're 1-0 here in Season 4.
Alright, you didn't have to do any math. Are you happy? Alright, we have been joined here.
Yes, we have our 2 members of Did You Check Your Boot? We have Urshig and Tam joining us for this post-race conversation. GG's to both of you.
Thanks.
Now, we've got a little bit of a questionnaire that people in chat were trying to figure out. what was the idea behind opening up the lava chest in Turtle Rock?
That was muscle memory. I played a Fad Key Seed last night, and I was in full clear mode for TR for some reason.
That would explain it.
Yep.
Yeah, that does. Yeah, I had one other question. So when you went to turn the green pendant into Saha.
Yeah. Yep. That was another thing I had written down.
Okay, just skipping the
Yeah, and
magic that's right there.
yeah, and because of that, I was like, well, I kind of want magic, so I can either run to Saha or no, potion chop is faster, and then I only had 50 rupees, so
Oh no.
that felt pretty
I
bad
didn't see
too.
that. Oh no.
I outed myself then.
Yep, at that point in time, you're told that this was not a charity.
Yeah.
I was the one who forgot to check green pendant in the first place, so you should have avoided all of that.
We were just going to gloss over that fact there, Tam.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
you outed yourself this time.
I mean, if WebJig is going to, I have to show solidarity.
And what did you guys? What'd you think of the nice sword in Swamp Palace?
Oh, which
Yeah,
one?
that was great.
Not the first one, not the second one, but the third one.
Yeah, the flooded chest one was particularly great. That was my favorite of the three. It didn't keep me from wanting to use that blue potion though.
Yeah, it was,
And when you
Better,
were like,
better
dead.
to drink that than to have to walk through the dungeon all over again.
Yeah, and considering
Yeah,
that I'd already died once in front of it, I wasn't feeling very comfortable.
I also
Yeah,
showed
we noticed
solidarity
that you had to go
almost-
back to start. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I also died to August because of what you did, so that was why that happened. But yeah, it was like, so early on we knew that there's probably going to be swords somewhere because of the fire rod on being on Lumberjack, and then we just didn't get any for ages. Because they were all in swamp, obviously.
Yeah, we were wondering if anybody was gonna try like a dark agate, but kind of wasn't an option.
Yeah, I think if I found swords early, I might have tried it, but there was no need to with how the seed played out.
I wouldn't have tried it.
It's kind of awkward. You're just like, oh, I wish I at least had the fire rod, but I
Yeah,
won't
because
get
you're
that.
definitely not getting it, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not something I practiced without a fire rod.
So there's our silvers up on the
Silver
6th
arrows.
floor.
The first helmet chest, or the left helmet chest, helmet chest.
Oh, really? The silvers are right there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that's a little sad.
Yeah, we noticed that you did not to open up anything inside of that 6th floor. Going back to Tam, so you got over to the newsroom area after getting the Tinsmith. You then opted to leave that area and go to Turtle Rock. Was the idea pretty much just to make sure that you're in go mode, so that way you knew if you had to blitz?
Yeah, we were kind of wondering, like, when we find myths, do we just grimard everything, or do we want to check? And we decided that with one medallion, we should just check. So I wasn't going to go into Maya, because if I was going into Maya, I was probably full clearing it, looking for medallions, but...
Yeah, you definitely saved that time.
Yeah.
Being able to go mode it after you figured that out.
Yeah, and at that
Smart play.
point in time, I think I think
Yeah, I also had it.
our dungeon count was pretty lopsided, so I was kind of shoveling all the information gathering on Tam for the early part of the seed. But I did
That was
TR, so it worked out.
It was interesting how quickly that kind of evened out, though.
Yeah.
I think some of the dungeons I had were pretty quick ones, like Hera and Skullwoods.
Yeah, it seemed like this seed, almost no matter how you routed it, kind of led to some mismatch in who would clear dungeons.
Yeah.
Happened to both teams.
Don't know.
Rywick and Ninband are actually very close together, Rick. Considering
Yes, they are.
how far apart they were in dungeons cleared.
Yes, they are. Unfortunately, Ninband suffering, the deaths that Ninband suffered kind of got things a little closer for those two. Obviously, that one on Vitreous was super unfortunate there. So coming up on Sunday, Tam, you hit the sidelines. Werfjig and Revenant Rampant is going to be taking the mode against Rywek and a Selfless Rod. What are you looking forward to in this second match between your two teams this week?
Oh, well, hopefully bringing home another win. I can't really say it more simply than that.
You want to see another?
Oh,
no.
no.
Before you can get the battle off, ends up taking a death to a fire bat. So, would you like to see another seed kind of like this, or what do you think plays to your team's strengths more?
I definitely don't want to be last location or anything. So, something that I watched some of my other friends flip in, I think it was Ike here, where they had a seed that was just completely linear. I think it was what are their team names again? Don't forget to track us versus Error 216.
Yeah, that seed did not look fun to play.
Yeah,
No, it was. I watched that one as well, and it was very, very linear for a really long time.
yeah. So hopefully something with a lot of division of labor, because those are the fun co-op seeds to play.
This seed kind of had a little bit of that, given the fact that you had early Dark World access once after you got out of CAC Village.
Oh yeah. I just wanted the sword so we could kill Aga for Dark World, but that wasn't happening.
Yeah, the swords being in swamp kind of made this one not as fun to play, probably. Just everything being there kind of late.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed finding all of them. That was a fun moment.
Sure that was fun, yeah.
Yeah, of course, we got to relive the means of the 2021 main tournament with the Sword Palace.
Yeah, well, there's always a sword in swamp. Sometimes multiple.
Yeah, sometimes 3 of your 6 items inside the Swamp Palace are swords. Anyways, Rywek has finished off with this seed. Get your GGs in the chat, or G, rather, for Les French Canadiens. Finishing up with this. Nin Band's just around the corner.
I think just one more arrow, maybe? Maybe 2.
And one more. And that will do it.
That'll do it.
So by about 9 minutes difference, Did You Check Your Boot will go to 1-0 on this season. Now, one last question I do want to ask, Did You Check Your Boot? Have you already figured out who you're going to have go in week number 2 in the FAD keys?
I do think we have it figured out. I think it's going to be Tam and Revenant, but
I think so, yeah.
yeah, typically we don't figure it out until like the week starts.
Yeah, our team work ethic could not be described as good.
Nice. All right. Well, we do welcome in the French Canadians here into the room, Rywek and Ninban.
Bonsoir, hon 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 hon, GG, hon hon.
GG's.
GG's.
GG. Oh, that's true. We could say in French, GG.
Look at this fun and bilingual fun that we have here on Speed Gaming 2. Anyways, let's go ahead and speak to late French Canadians. Your thoughts overall about this seed?
Why 3 swords in swamp? Why?
Because Swamp Sword Palace.
Yeah.
Please don't mention anything about hook shots or me never having enough money and loving the archery game.
Yeah, I did notice that we did get 3 checks of the archery game, which is not something we normally see in this kind of mode, but you gave it to us.
That guy really doesn't get the company, man.
I know, but I kept miscalculating my rupees, and I don't know what happened for Digging Game. I left. I just left.
Yeah,
without picking the hook shot.
I didn't even notice that you had done that, and then all of a sudden chat's going like, "Oh no, uh-oh."
And I had to go back right away. And I had to do archery game again because I didn't have enough rupees to do Digging Game again.
And then you had to go back a 3rd time because you wanted to do the pyramid bomb, which was our first discovery that the mids were there.
Oh my, really? I was the first who found him? Wow.
Yes.
That's nuts. I was feeling pretty bad about myself because compared to Ninban's, like we were always doing like, okay, dungeon check, like she's at 8, I'm at 3. I'm like, oh god, I need to like catch up, and yeah, I won.
And you caught up.
I caught up, definitely caught up. I surpassed you, my friend. It was good. It was good. We probably could have warmed ourselves up a bit. I think we were a bit. Our execution was not up to par to our usual selves in Inban.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's about it. Like I think we did okay.
Jig and Tam were good opponents. I'm glad they won.
Yep, they deserve it.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm. But I'm taking you down on Sunday.
Sunday, it's all going down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love it. I love playing 2 matches a week.
Yeah,
especially co-op weeks. It's just kind of nice.
Yeah, co-op is a lot of fun.
I just love co-op.
Yeah.
And co-op is a great reason to play the league. Just feels like playing with your friends. It's great.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
there's always
making
Except
fun of
sweaty
your
stupid
friend.
weeks in between.
It's making fun of your friends.
it's making fun of your friends. Yes. Oh, the number of times I have brought up to Nimban that he once took 13 minutes to do mimic clip. I'm like, I still bring it up today, and this has been like 2 years.
That was when season 2 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, season 2.
Mm-hmm. And I still bring it up.
Yeah, you definitely came out.
I do want to
But-
bring this out here. The fact that you guys are talking about playing with your friends and whatnot, this is probably the big reason why you two teams have had the same 3 members for as long as you have. Did You Check Your Boots being here since season 2 and Les French Canadiens being here since season 1.
I mean, there are no better French Canadians than the ones in my team.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's cool to see people staying on the same team for that long. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It means that you all tolerate each other and that you have lasting friendships.
Yay!
Yeah, for some reason, Jig and Revenant have put up with me for so long.
Well, I guess, Rick, I think we've got to shimmy on out of here.
Well, we do have to get on out of here. Obviously, we would have been followed here by a Metroid Prime match coming up at 8 o'clock, but that unfortunately has been postponed. It'll be ran at a later time. Coming up here at 9:10 over on SpeedGaming. Don't forget, we have a fun match over there. And it's going to feature 2 fun runners. 4 fun runners.
2 fun teams.
2 fun teams.
Yay!
We will have fun. You will have fun. That's going to be over on Speed Gaming. Relkin Dancy versus P-Train Sabatender. That's coming up in about an hour and 15 minutes. And don't forget, match 2 between Les French Canadiens and Did You Check Your Boot coming up Sunday, 12:10 p.m. Eastern. Restream channel to be determined at a later time. So be sure to give these 4 runners a follow. Wervjig, Tam, Ninban, and Rywek.
That's us. I'm Rywek.
Well, I guess any last words for the seed? Just want to tell Swamp to go away with its swords.
Again, I was very happy with that.
Again, well-deserved win, you two. And we will kick your butt on Sunday!
Bring it.
Oh man, good thing I'm not playing on Sunday.
Would you like a rebuttal there, Wervjig?
No, I'm good. I'll let the play speak.
Oh, man. Utter confidence.
I know I just cursed myself.
I like that.
I know I just
Yep.
cursed myself.
Mm-hmm. You going down.
I love this. Anyways, shout outs to Get His Girl, Kuhaish. Thank you very much for doing the tracking. Don't forget, if you want more information about the league, you can do !INV League or check out the league's website at ALTTPRleague.com. Vextover, I'm going to give you the final word. I'm Adirondack Rick. Thank you for joining us here on Speed Gaming 2.
Yeah, everybody be sure to watch more awesome league action across all of the Speed Gaming channels as well as the league channels.